Welcome to the fourth Akhawayn National Film Festival, the fourth edition of our film festival. Din Murzuk, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. Dear guests, dear students, faculty, executives. Today is the opening of the short film festival that's organized by Akhawayn University, the School of Humanities and Social Science, in collaboration with the Department of Communication, which is headed by our faculty, Naziha Houki. So this short film festival started in 2015, with just AUI, so the first edition. So we have few people really participated, but of course with some filmmakers and our creative students. Today, after 3 years, we're looking into the increase of the number of participants, number of films, number of people who have signed, and then we're hoping that next year the number will double. So we have today, the increase in terms of numbers has multiplied by 400. So we started with, in 2015, there were 16 signups. Today we have 61 signups, and so the increase is about 400. So let's hope for next year, maybe we're gonna multiply and then this number. And this is in 3 years. So as you have seen in the banners, so today in the opening, so we're looking at the short film festival from a specific bring light to truth that we hardly, tell about what we need to be told. We have, of course, a program that was created by the Dev and Com and also SHSS in collaboration that will last for 3 days. So I encourage you to attend the event. We have event screening. There's also discussion with filmmaker and also people in the media. We have also with us distinguished filmmakers. So we have Nour-Eddine Lakhmari with us. I will welcome him to the store. We have also with us today Bilal Marmid, but I know that he's on the road to join the festival. So we have also with us Sarah Perles. So to announce correctly the name, so with an S. And also, without further ado, so I will welcome Nour-Eddine Lakhmari to give the discussion or to lead in the discussion with Rosita. So welcome again, and I hope that this festival will be special this year, and we count on your participation. I know that all the people who have signed up, students, you're welcome to AUI, and you have been traveling from different areas in Morocco. Just known that from different cities, from Tangier, from Tétouan, from also we have Oujda present, we have Rabat, and then we have Marrakesh. So all from different parts of Morocco. So I wish you a good stay at AUI and a good discussion and a nice festival, and hope to see you next year with a large number of population. Thank you.
Okay, I have the honor to introduce our guest of honor today. And I teach aesthetics. I'm a scholar who is interested in imagination, the intersection between imagination, art, and ethics. And I'm really honored to present our guest of honor today, who by using his imagination, artistic skills, and sense of justice, to seek the revelation of the hidden truths. This is the leading idea of this year edition of our festival, Short Film Festival. So our guest is born in Safi, he's born in Morocco, but at the age of 19, he went to France to study, guess what? Pharmacology, pharmacy. So this is the science for curing human body. But what was more important for him was to find a way to cure human soul, human mind. So instead of studying the use of pills, he decided to study the use of images for curing human souls. So he went to Oslo, Norway, where he directed his first short film, and because of this, he was accepted at the Oslo Film Academy. As a film student, he made short films, silent stories, about immigrants and other marginalized groups in the Norwegian society. But in the mid-19th, he decided that he studied enough the Norwegian society. He came back to Morocco. And he returned to Morocco driven by the urge to reveal what the Moroccan society lives in silence, what Moroccans marginalize in their minds to cure Moroccan souls. So our guest lives in Casablanca. After making several movies such as Le Regard in 2005 that attracted the attention of international film critics, it is the city of Casablanca as an ironic metaphor of the Moroccan social life that dominated his artistic mind. Casa Negra is released, the featured film our guest directed, was released in 2008 and depicts the dark side not only of Casablanca but the Moroccan society. The film won several international awards and was the Moroccan candidature for the Best Foreign Language Film Oscar at the 82nd Academy Awards. In 2012 was released the second film of his trilogy on Casablanca called Zero. Zero was the name of the main character who was purified through love. In the fall 2017, the third film on Casablanca was released, and it's called Burnout, which will be shown also within the frame of Akhawayn National Film Festival. What this film is about, how does it contribute to the curing of the Moroccan society? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the most recognized contemporary Moroccan director and filmmaker, Mr. Nour-Eddine Lakhmari. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Rosie, for this introduction, beautiful introduction.
Thank you.
I'm so happy to hear that you have philosophy here. And I think that's the most important thing to have in any university and any school. So philosophy is what we need in this country. So we can ask questions not about only in the society, but about us, about what we want and who we are. And I think when I heard Rosie talking about philosophy, I said, God, thank you. There is hope.
Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to say something before we start. There is one person here, two persons that they came with me, and one of them, she's the main actress of Burnout. Her name is Sarah Perles. Can you stand up, Sarah? She's the main character in Burnout, and for me, she's the example of what a Moroccan woman can do. She's smart, she's beautiful, and she can act you're going to see her. She's a wonderful actress. I'm saying this because we need more models. That's why I'm saying this. So thank you, Sarah. And my assistant director, Smail, if you can step, Smail. This little guy here, very shy, he's always shouting at me, telling me your dialogue is bullshit. So you have to change them. So thank you, Smail. And I'm so happy to be here. So we're going to start. I don't know if I'm going to...
I think you can just answer these questions that are with regard to your triology.
Yes. Okay.
And especially the burnout.
Yeah. If there is any French word, there is a word coming out, so it's my Casa Negra background, so don't worry about it. I just want to say something important. Today, the United States of America control the world through images, so images are very important. When I was a kid, I was in love with cinema, but in my hometown, which is Safi, a little town, all I could see, there were Indian films and Chinese film, but I couldn't kind of identify myself with those characters because they were flying, they were beautiful, they were doing karate, and I couldn't do karate. So I was just a little poor guy walking in the street. And one day, I saw that film. There is this guy walking in the street and driving a yellow taxi. It's called Taxi Driver, of Martin Scorsese. And from that moment, I knew that's what I want to do. I want to tell stories like this. So I was impressed by this film. That was the big impact on me. And when I grow up, I went to France to study pharmacy because my mother wanted me to study pharmacy. When I told her I want to do films, I want to make films, she laughed at me and she said, "You're not going to be a clown. You're not going to amuse people. You're going to study something useful. It's like cinema is not useful." But I went to France and then I met a Norwegian girl. She told me, "You want to come with me to Norway?" And I said, "Norway, what is that?" I thought it was a little town in Sweden. And it was embarrassing, of course. She told me, no, it's the Kingdom of Norway. And I went to Norway and I start kind of seeing how important philosophy, books, literature are important. Because I was an idiot. I was brilliant in physics, I was brilliant in mathematics, but I was an idiot. People are talking about Nietzsche or Bukowski, but I couldn't understand what they were talking about. So I started studying these things, and I went to cinema at the school. And I remember the first film we saw at this academy was a film called Casablanca. And the teacher, I remember the first thing he said, "Look how the director filmed the film. It's in black and white, but we have the feeling like it's in color." And then I watched that film. It was an amazing film. But I went out, because I was the only Moroccan there, and I went out from this, I remember from that day, I went out from this class and I said, "But where is Morocco? Where are the Moroccans in that film?" They were Americans, they were French, they were German, but the Moroccans, they were behind serving tea. You know, it's always serving tea. And I was kind of, where am I? Where is my images? Why am I always filmed like this? And I started studying cinema, and then sometimes I came to Morocco, and I was watching Moroccan films, and I was asking myself, what kind of images do we have on ourselves? And I'm sorry, I saw some pictures, I was kind of, oh God, is this Casablanca? Is this Morocco? Is this how people talk? That's not how people talk. The language is not the same. The way how people dress is not the same. It's always kind of exotic, folkloric images of us. And God, they love filming Jamal Fna. And it was always those images haunting me in a way. I was kind of embarrassed with those images because they were always somebody else coming from somewhere and filming me. It's always in that way. Jalaba, or somebody doesn't know how to talk, or my English is kind of broken English, whatever, or the French is even worse. And our women, they cannot talk, and all of those images. And it was kind of, why? And Egypt. And I said, and I said to myself, I'm going to go to Morocco one day. I'm going to film Morocco as it is, or at least try. So I came to Morocco. I came back to do some commercial, and I was walking in the street of Casablanca, And I was with a friend of mine, and she told me, don't look straight forward, look up. And I saw these beautiful buildings, and I said, oh God, why can't we just film those buildings? They're beautiful. Art Deco is part of us. And I was listening to Moroccans, how they talk and how they communicate, and I find Darija, I find it very beautiful. I find it very poetic. And I said, if I'm going to give an image to the Norwegians, I have to tell them how I am, and how I walk, and how I dress, and how I talk to women, and how we dance, and all the usual things, boring things. And then came the idea to do a film called Casa Negra. And I remember I was doing this TV series called El Qadiyya. I don't know if you know about this series. It's the police, scientific police. And everybody was accusing me of bringing those Norwegian ideas or Norwegian values, which is stupid. I was just copying Morocco. And I wanted to give another idea for women. And they hated the idea that the woman was beautiful, and she had, as one put it, you are more busy with sex appeal of the characters than their drama, which I think is wrong. I think if you see all the series or the films we love, women is always the kind of catalyst of the film. We're going to come back to this because it's very important. So I was doing this series, and I was showing Morocco differently because she was beautiful, she was driving a car, she had a gun, and she was alone in her car, and she was driving all those small cities and solving problems. I even filmed the first one in Ain Louh. And I started writing this film called Casa Negra, and I went to the producer, and then he told me, you're crazy, you will never make this film. Nobody will come and see it. And I tried to find two boys to be the main characters. And I wanted to get out of this cliche. I want them to be beautiful, smart, and dynamic. So I met those two brilliant actors, Anas and Omar, and then we started playing. And I told them, be free, talk as you do. And they were kind of scared. But we had to find the bad guy, which is Ben Brahim. And he used always to play this Arabi or peasant guy who doesn't know how to talk, or big mustache and everything. And I told him, no, you're going to play somebody bad but sexy. And he looked at me kind of, what? Why am I going to be sexy? Because I told him we are in the images, we are in cinema. And cinema are, you get to talk to people, you get to seduce them, because there is an act, Sarah will talk so much about this. You cannot pass a message unless you know how to seduce your public. This is very important. A lot of people tell us, well, the Iranian film or the Turkish film, but the Iranian film, there is a lot of sensuality and there is a lot of sex appeal. What I mean by sex appeal is that you have characters that shine, that there is a light in them, and they can impress you, and then you can fall in love with them, you can even hate them, but in the same time, you can understand them. So I started filming Casablanca, with a camera on the floor, with this, what we call the wide angle. And I remember my producer used to come and say, Nour-Eddine, your film is going to be a problem. Nobody will see it. It's not going to be nice, because nobody films with 10 millimeters, which is wide, because I needed to see those buildings, and I needed to create this claustrophobic world. And when the film is finished, we start showing to people, and nobody liked it. Nobody. They found it vulgar. They find it anti-Moroccan. They find it anti-Muslim, which I never understood why. They find it's a bad image, back to the image of the country. And I told them the best way to touch the heart of the others is to talk about humans, the Moroccans, not only showing the mountains and Jamal Fna and beautiful places. I mean, Norway is a beautiful country, Greece is beautiful, but we have to show how we behave and how we talk and how we think, and that's the way how you touch others. And I remember we sent it to the film festival in Marrakesh, so they were scared, they didn't show it there, of course. We went to Dubai, which is very ironic. I mean, Dubai accepted it, but not Marrakesh. They're more conservative than us. And from that moment, people start, what is wrong with this film? What's interesting with this film? And we came back to Morocco, and then the film went to cinema, and then it was kind of interesting social impact, this film. And from that point, people would start saying, oh my God, those characters talk like us. We can recognize Casablanca. The light is Casablanca. The language is Casablanca. And most of it all, the characters behave like us. And that's why I think people connected with that film. And from that point, I was saying, well, I'm going to do a trilogy, Casa Negra, Zero, and Burnout. And I'm going to talk about Casablanca as much as I can, so I can give them another image to the Norwegians, because my complex was in Norway. I wasn't having any relationship with France or somewhere else. I was going back to Norway, showing my film to Norwegians, and they were kind of shocked, because they were waiting for the camels, they were waiting for the donkeys, they were working for the monkeys, but there were none of this. There was only human and the problems, and there was beautiful women and beautiful men. And I said, "What is that? Is people Moroccans?" Once I remember one guy told me, "Are the French playing Moroccan?" And I said, "No, they are Moroccans, playing Moroccans." And that's how you change the perspective of people on you. Because when you film a character, when you film an actress or an actor, you film yourself in her or in him. So Anas was me, Sarah is me, because I'm not doing the bling-bling films, I don't do that, but I'm trying to go realistic, but in the same time, just showing to the others, Americans, French, whatever, that Morocco is more than just a folklore. It's something else. And that's what the mistake we have been always doing all the time. When we're trying to sell Morocco, we always sell Cabrouzel, tea, all of these things. It's nice, but it's not Morocco. Morocco, for me, is how the image of the Moroccans, him and her, and that's where emotion are, because you use emotion, you touch people. So I think when we talk about how the images influence the Moroccan society, they are so important. I'm going to say something maybe some of you will not like, but I can tell you, Moroccan TV, for me, is very dangerous. The creating images, it doesn't work. I'll tell you why. Because when I'm in Norway, when I meet some Moroccans living there, they think that's Morocco. When you see those series, when you see those programs, which most of the time they're conservative, and they're giving a very old, archaic picture of Moroccans, they think Morocco is still like this. So when they came to Morocco, they get shocked, because they're not used to that. They see another Morocco, they say, what's going on? People think differently. Of course, there is poverty, there is problem here. But Moroccans have changed, because we change. I mean, social media change us, life changes us, experiences change us. And TV, Moroccan TV give today a very dangerous image of a woman, for example. Most of women in our series in TV, all they want is just get married. I haven't seen, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but I haven't seen a strong characters that want to be a director, want to be a CEO, want to be a film director, whatever. Most of the women in our series, all they want is to be a wife and a mother. And always, when you have those images, you always kind of take a society and put it in this patriarchal mentality, and this is dangerous for us. So our films, cinema, are changing because you have some directors coming from outside. Like you have Nargis Najjar, you have Nabil, Fawzi, Hisham, all those directors who have been studying somewhere else and came back to Morocco with no complexes, and they show you Morocco as it is. And when they do, it challenges everybody. I mean, the conservatives get angry, a lot of people hate those films, but in the same time, the West or outside Morocco sees Morocco differently. I think from film Maroc, you know this film, you have seen it? I think a lot of people have changed their point of view about Morocco. And I remember it created a lot of problems, this film. But that's how you change the image of a country. Because today, people doesn't read. People watch images. And images are dangerous. So it is very important that filmmakers, TV, cinema, we have to be asking the right question. What kind of films we want to do? What kind of TV we want to give? So if we're going to just continue to do this, create those images, conservative images, I don't think we serve the country. But we just have to tell our stories. Simple, we don't have the budget, we don't have the industry like Hollywood, whatever, but we have something called talent. And I am more than sure that there is a lot of wonderful talent in this country, because talent is universal. If we can just start looking somewhere else and asking the right questions, philosophy again. If we can ask right questions, what do we want? What kind of cinema we want? What kind of image we want to give to the world? We can do a great job. I mean, if you have seen last commercial about the football, I mean, it's nice visually, it's emotional, but what are we? Again, tea, Ka'b al-Ghazal, and all of these things. And I became allergic to it. It's dangerous. So that's why it's very important to study the influence of the images about our society. If you talk to normal Moroccans, they love Indian films. They love Turkish films. Those series, my God, they live in a dream because they need to dream. So we Moroccan filmmakers, we're not capable of giving them that dreams because the TV doesn't help. It doesn't want to go there. And I think there is nothing wrong to start filming Moroccans are beautiful and doing drama. Because drama, you don't have to take people that are poor and not having drama. You can do anything, but just give them models, and that's very important. So images are important. What we create today as images tells so much about us. And I think Moroccan TV has to change in a way. When it comes to cinema, there is a lot of different things happening in Morocco. We have strong female directors. We don't have enough. We have only 5 or I think 6, but they're strong enough so we can change the country. I've just seen, I was in the film festival of Tangier, sorry, and I saw this film of Nargis. I think it's a masterpiece, beautiful film about women, about Morocco and Algeria, about today's Morocco, and how this film can give you another idea of Moroccan society. And the main character, she plays very well, and she's beautiful. And there is one second in the film when she reminds you that the beauty of this country is our mixed races, because we are Berber, we are Arabic, we are Jewish, we are Spanish, we're Portuguese, we're African, we're Hassani, and all of this gave us something unique. And if we are not capable of bringing this through our images in our cinema, we are not doing our job. And I think it's very important today that the government, Moroccan government, has to understand that images are the best weapon we can have. And right now, things are going all the way. There are some directors who are responsible. They are trying to film Morocco in an interesting way, with the drama, with conflict, with bad stories, whatever. But at least we're giving good images of the country. I'm not saying we have to do propaganda. All I'm saying is as long as we film our film in our characters with sincerity and not cliches, we are moving forward. So that's what I think the images are so important in Morocco. If there is any questions, and we can open the debate, so I don't take so much time of it.
Thank you very much. So my impression is that you promote self-knowledge somehow, like Moroccans knowing themselves through images, through breaking stereotypes. And these stereotypes are not only the stereotypes that Moroccans have of themselves, but also the foreigners, like the countries that surround like Morocco. So because my impression was that the first idea, the first motivation was to show Norwegian society what true Moroccans are. So do you think that there is another, I mean, this is, if we take this as a first stage of breaking stereotypes, breaking bad images, because images are not only bad, of course, they're also good, and I believe that this is what you're doing, not only breaking stereotypes. So do you think that what would be the next step? Not only through Moroccan image in the eyes of the foreigners, but something else?
Well, now that I've done 3 films about Casablanca, so I'm going to go out from the urban cinema. I'm going to do something else. I'm going to work on relationship between men and women. because the relationship between man and woman in Morocco is very complex. We're scared, we men, we are scared of smart women. We are scared of women that has too much independence, which is stupid because it's nice. It's supposed to be nice. And I think after the experience I have and all this traveling I've done around, I think the only thing that can save us here is love. And we don't have enough of it. I'm going to explain myself very well. In my country, which is Morocco, it's easier, much easier to show violence in our TV, to show young kids or young babies getting cut and bombarded in Syria. But the second you show one kiss, it's war. You are anti-moralist, you're a bad man, you are coming with these Norwegian values, you're Zionist, I even could be called a Zionist. And why are we so afraid of love? I'm asking myself, why a kiss? Why a film can create problems? I mean, remember when Morocco came? My God, so much critic. When Casa Negra came, they tried even to stop it in the parliament. Casa Negra, what? Because somebody's masturbating and because the words, I mean, come on. Life and much loved. That's the last film we have experienced this. Why a film or a book or a picture can create a problem? It's because we don't trust ourselves. And why don't we trust ourselves? It's because we can accept everything till love. Love is a problem. Americans can love each other, they can kiss in the films. The French, but not the Moroccans. Why? Who gives them the right to kiss each other and to love each other, but not, why? And that's why we grew up in a society when I don't see my father kissing my mother, I don't see my mother kissing my father. It's a taboo, it's hashuma. And it creates a distance, it creates a complex, it creates a relation malsaine. It doesn't feel good. People are so scared, people are not happy. That's the conclusion I make about my society. Maybe you might not agree with me, but that's what I felt when I went through the street in Casablanca, when I go to my family in Safi. There is solidarity, there is respect, there is family things, but there is love? I don't know. I'm asking myself, is there love there? He's my brother, I love him because I don't have a choice. But because we don't communicate, we don't talk about love. And we negotiate love. And that's why our cinema doesn't transcend this. That's why our cinema is kind of everything but love. And I am working on myself to just say, maybe next film, I just have to tell a story about man and a woman. Just one man, simple. It can be anybody in the society. It doesn't have to be somebody who's been outside the country. It can be just somebody normal who's in love with a woman and just love the beauty of love. And I am more than sure that in the Muslim Arab world, the minute we're gonna start saying love is not a taboo, love is it can be a powerful energy for our countries, we can move forward. Because, I mean, I'm a filmmaker, I'm an artist, I watch the society, I observe. People are not happy. People are hiding things. People are alone. They are, we live in a family when everybody lives in everybody. You sleep near your brother, you talk to your sister, everybody's around you. But we are so alone because something is missing. And that's what disturbs me so much when I am in a cafe and I see this Syria war, those bombs, those kids running, the blood, and nobody's disturbed. They're watching. They're watching and having cigarette and coffee. But the minute there is a kiss, they turn around or stop, turn the TV. Why? What's wrong with the kiss? And this mentality has changed. And I think next work is gonna be there, love. Not be afraid of love.
I just want to say welcome first and congratulations for your work and everything. But I think you're making a mistake, say honestly, because we do not have to kiss each other to prove our love. I think love is not just all about kisses and hugs and having sex, and I think you don't have to like show kisses and everything to show that Moroccan love each other's, because I think love is more than just like showing these kind of things. Love is also about decency, respecting each other, respecting like women's, and like it's more than just like showing sexual things. And yeah, just wanted to point out that.
Well, when I said a kiss, I'm not going to film everybody kissing in the street. I wish. It could be nice. In Casablanca, everybody's kissing everybody. It will be nice, and then we can die.